Hello everyone, I'm Jay coming back for another review. If you're seeing the sign that's for clean dishes, so don't ask. I think the dishes in the dishwasher are clean anyway. Because here's the replacement dishwasher. That's the stove 2 years in beside it. But I have rattling on about that. This time, a review on Monster Killer Brew Triple Shot Loca Moca. Yeah, I know to you guys it's a copy of the original Java Monster with the same name, but that's not the case. That's 300, this one's 300 milligrams. You're thinking 200 milligrams. Let's see, 220 calories, 5 grams of total fat, 3 grams of saturated fat, no trans fat, 15 milligrams of cholesterol, 440 milligrams of sodium. Monster, you're still doing it again. Too much sodium. The other one's probably the same amount of sodium. 37 grams of total carbs, 35 grams of sugars, 23 grams added sugars, no protein, 330 milligrams of calcium. Well, at least you get your calcium, which is 25%. Potassium, you get 440 milligrams. Niacin, vitamin B3, 240%. Phosphorus, 15%. I'm allergic to phosphorus. So technically, well, I got tested for that in the past, when I was little. So yeah, there's that. But still, who puts phosphorus in a coffee drink? Monster, that's not good for coffee. No other coffee companies puts phosphorus in it. Look at Starbucks. No phosphorus there. Do your research on coffee drinks. Iron, 1.2 milligrams. Riboflavin, vitamin B2, 250%. And vitamin B6, 220%. You gotta shake this though. Okay, let's see if it'll explode. I'm gonna open it on the counter because every time I do that, some of it gets on the floor. It went on top of the can. See? Why does each time you shake a coffee drink, it explodes? Wish these were in bottles instead of cans on coffee drinks. But there are coffee drinks that are in bottles, however. Some are Starbucks, however. But Monster doesn't have any bottles, though, however, when it comes to coffee drinks. Just gonna pour some. 300 milligrams of caffeine. I'll go back in from the can afterwards. But Loca Moca, I'm gonna see how good it is. Here's the color. I don't think there's a little message. Nope, they don't have a little message going on. It just says Monster Killer Brew Triple Shot Killer Strength Coffee Plus Energy. 300 milligrams of caffeine. That's all it says. It also has their website, monsterenergy.com. But it's an energy coffee though. Back in from the can on the rest of it. Well, it does taste better than the Loca Moca regular. Monster? You should do an Irish cream on this one. I could do a comparison review on the regular. Good night, Kwame.
Yep.
By the way, sorry for me being in the kitchen on that one though. On this review. See, no, excuse the language. I'm sure you have kids, but still. I seen a big ass fly fighting another fly was around in the living room. So technically I decided to have my review in the kitchen. But what am I going to be rating this one? I'm going to rate this one, the Monster's Energy Coffee here on the Killer Brew Triple Shot. A 10 out of 10 so far. Better than the other one on the Loca Moca. I got one left. I'll show you guys a preview. Mean Bean. Yeah, I know. To you guys, there's already another one. That's 200 milligrams of caffeine though, not 300. Remember. All this and wanting to think about the other Monster jobs. This is Monster Killer Brew Triple Shot Energy Coffee. I know some of you guys aren't into coffee drinks. I'm not forcing you to get into them. That's your business, not mine. Not my choice, but yours. I don't force people to get into anything. Not even energy drinks. if they don't want to. Again, that's your business. But until tomorrow's Mean Bean Monster Killer Brew Triple Shot, MJ climbs out. Peace out. See you in the next video. Later.